Hello Zenith women, and welcome to the channel. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. Few people understand the raw power of this ancient wisdom better than the enigmatic Sigma. While the world burns itself out chasing petty vendettas, Sigmas masterfully sidestep the chaos, playing a game no one else even knows exists. And here's a fact to chew on. Studies show that people who obsess over revenge experience heightened stress and reduced cognitive performance. In other words, plotting revenge doesn't just waste your time, it makes you dumber too. Sigmas, on the other hand, take the smarter route. Why roll in the mud when you can build a castle? Revenge to them is like arguing with a pigeon. You can win, but it'll still strut around like it owns the place. Instead of wasting time on trivial paybacks, Sigmas channel their energy into something far more profound and far more devastating for their adversaries. Curious what they do instead? Let's dive into the mindset of the most mysterious archetype and discover why they leave revenge in the dust. Number 1. Their ego is not their master. Revenge is often fueled by ego, the need to prove a point, restore pride, or feel superior. But for Sigmas, ego isn't the ruler of their actions. They've learned to master it rather than be mastered by it. They understand that the ego is fragile, needy, and constantly seeking validation, which makes it a trap. When someone wrongs them, their first instinct isn't to lash out or demand payback. Instead, they analyze the situation objectively, detaching from the emotional storm that revenge thrives on. Sigmas know that giving in to ego-driven impulses only serves the person who hurt them. By reacting, they're letting their adversary dictate their next move. This lack of control is unacceptable to a Sigma. They don't need to prove anything because their self-worth isn't tethered to external approval. They've built their identity on independence and strength, not on how others perceive them. While most people would stew over an insult or betrayal, wasting time imagining their revenge fantasy, Sigmas simply redirect their focus. They pour their energy into personal growth, sharpening their skills and achieving their goals. The irony is that by refusing to let their ego dominate, they end up winning anyway, through success, not spite. What makes this approach even more powerful is the sheer unpredictability of it. People expect retaliation. They anticipate the drama of a counterattack. But Sigmas deny them that satisfaction, leaving their detractors confused, frustrated, and ultimately irrelevant. By refusing to engage, Sigmas remain in full control of their time, emotions, and destiny. It's not weakness, it's the ultimate show of strength. Only those who truly understand themselves can silence their ego and walk away, proving once again that Sigmas always play the smarter, longer game. Number 2. Revenge reveals your weakness. Seeking revenge may feel like taking back control, but in reality, it often reveals a deeper truth. Vulnerability. Sigmas understand this better than anyone. The moment you plot revenge, you're admitting that someone else's actions have power over you. It's a signal that they've struck a nerve, and in doing so, they've gained influence over your emotions and decisions. For Sigmas, this is unacceptable. Rather than broadcasting their hurt or anger, they choose to project unshakable strength. When wronged, they don't sulk, retaliate, or try to even the score. Instead, they maintain a calm, collected exterior, leaving their adversaries guessing. This calculated indifference sends a powerful message. Your actions don't define me. I have bigger things to focus on. Revenge to Sigmas is a wasteful loop that keeps you tethered to the person who hurt you. It's like dragging around dead weight when you could be moving forward freely. By refusing to engage, they cut that weight loose and march ahead, focused solely on their goals. Their strength lies in their ability to remain unaffected, to let their success and composure speak for them. What truly frustrates their enemies isn't a counterattack, it's being ignored. A Sigma's refusal to react often feels like the ultimate rejection. They turn the tables by rendering their adversaries irrelevant, a fate far worse than any act of revenge could achieve. In the end, Sigmas don't just avoid showing weakness, They turn every slight into an opportunity to showcase their strength, resilience, and independence. Their silence becomes their loudest statement, and their progress leaves their enemies in the dust. Number 3. Winning without playing. Sigmas. Understand a fundamental truth. The only way to truly win the game of revenge is to never step onto the board. Revenge, by its very nature, is a trap. It locks you into a cycle of action and reaction where no one truly comes out ahead. For Sigmas, this endless back and forth is a distraction they simply don't have time for. Instead, they choose to rise above it entirely. When wronged, the average person might spend hours or even years strategizing how to get even. But Sigmas know this energy is better spent on pursuits that actually matter. Why waste time crafting elaborate paybacks when you could be building something meaningful? Why lower yourself to the level of your adversary when you can outgrow them entirely? By refusing to play, Sigmas deny their enemies the satisfaction of knowing they've had any impact at all. This approach isn't about taking the moral high ground, it's about taking the smarter path. Revenge drags you into a battlefield where the rules are set by someone else. Sigmas prefer to create their own rules, or better yet, to walk away and build an entirely different game. Their focus isn't on winning in a petty sense, it's on living a life so full of purpose and accomplishment that any insult or betrayal becomes insignificant in the grand scheme of things. What makes this mindset so powerful is its unpredictability. Revenge thrives on engagement, but Sigmas disengage entirely. They don't retaliate, they don't explain, and they certainly don't linger. They disappear into their work, their passions, and their growth, leaving their enemies stuck in the same cycle, wondering why they can't seem to provoke a reaction. By refusing to play, Sigmas don't just avoid losing, they redefine what winning means entirely. Number 4. Adversity is an opportunity. Sigmas view adversity through a lens that few others possess. Where most people see a reason to fight back or seek revenge, Sigmas see an opportunity for growth. They understand that adversity, whether it comes in the form of betrayal, insult, or failure, is a natural part of life. Instead of resisting it or obsessing over retribution, they embrace it as a chance to sharpen their edge and refine their approach to success. For Sigmas, adversity acts as a mirror. It forces them to examine their weaknesses, uncover blind spots, and reassess their strategies. When an adversary tries to undermine them, they don't take it as an insult, they take it as feedback. What did this situation reveal about their choices, their environment, or the people they've surrounded themselves with? Instead of reacting emotionally, they analyze the circumstances with cold precision and use the lessons learned to become even more formidable. Sigmas thrive in challenges because they understand that pressure creates diamonds. While others waste time plotting petty revenge, Sigmas are busy evolving, learning, and innovating. They use adversity to fuel their growth, knowing that every challenge they overcome adds another layer to their resilience. Their adversaries, ironically, end up playing a crucial role in their ascent, unwittingly contributing to the very success they tried to sabotage. This mindset gives Sigmas an almost unfair advantage. They don't just survive adversity, they actively seek it out, knowing it will make them stronger. In their world, adversaries aren't enemies, they're unwitting teachers. And by choosing growth over retaliation, Sigmas don't just rise above the situation. They turn every challenge into a stepping stone toward greater mastery and fulfillment. Number 5. Revenge fails to inspire. Sigmas know that revenge is small-minded and uninspiring. It might provide temporary satisfaction, but in the grand scheme, it accomplishes nothing. For those who strive for greatness, like Sigmas, revenge feels trivial and beneath their aspirations. Their focus is on creating something extraordinary, building legacies, achieving mastery, and leaving behind something worth remembering. Revenge, by contrast, is fleeting and petty, a distraction from what truly matters. Sigmas thrive on inspiring awe, not by tearing others down, but by elevating themselves. They aim to do things so remarkable that their success speaks louder than any act of retaliation ever could. To a Sigma, the best way to deal with those who underestimate or betray them is to make those people irrelevant through sheer excellence. By focusing on their goals and surpassing expectations, they naturally overshadow anyone trying to drag them down. Revenge also traps people in mediocrity. It's a reactive behavior requiring you to stoop to the level of your adversary. Sigmas refuse to play that game. They're not interested in proving a point to someone who wronged them. They're too busy proving to themselves that they can achieve the impossible. While others are consumed by grudges, Sigmas are consumed by ambition, and that's what sets them apart. This mindset is what makes them so magnetic. People aren't inspired by stories of petty paybacks. They're inspired by individuals who rise above conflict and achieve greatness despite the odds. Sigmas understand this and consciously choose the higher path. They don't just want to win, they want their success to be so extraordinary that it redefines what winning even means. And by choosing greatness over grudges, they leave their adversaries in the dust, forever overshadowed by the Sigma's brilliance. Number 6, revenge is a poison. Sigmas understand that revenge isn't just a waste of time, it's a toxin. It promises satisfaction but delivers only bitterness, consuming the person who seeks it from the inside out. To a Sigma, this isn't a trade worth making. They value their mental clarity and emotional well-being far too much to allow resentment to take root in their minds. Revenge has a way of anchoring people to the past, forcing them to replay the same grievances over and over. Sigmas reject this cycle entirely. They know that holding on to anger doesn't harm the offender, it harms the one who can't let go. It clouds judgment, saps energy, and distorts priorities. Instead of being consumed by the need to retaliate, Sigmas shift their focus forward, where progress and peace await. What makes Sigmas unique is their ability to compartmentalize pain. They don't deny that they've been wronged, they simply refuse to let it define them. While others stew in their frustration, Sigmas channel their energy into something productive, whether that's honing a skill, pursuing a goal, or building a legacy. They see revenge for what it truly is, a distraction that drains their potential. Their refusal to engage in revenge is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of discipline and strength. It's an assertion of their values, that their time, energy, and mental space are too precious to waste on petty conflicts. By walking away from the poison of revenge, they liberate themselves to live fully and authentically. In the end, Sigmas understand that the best antidote to betrayal is not retribution, but freedom. Freedom to move on, grow, and succeed on their own terms. Number 7. They let success humiliate their detractors. Sigmas understand an undeniable truth. Nothing stings more than being rendered irrelevant. While others obsess over revenge, Sigmas have already moved on, pouring their energy into success so extraordinary it silences even their loudest critics. They don't need to fight back with words or schemes because their actions and achievements speak louder than any retaliation ever could. The beauty of this approach is its subtlety. Sigmas don't waste time plotting elaborate takedowns or giving their detractors the satisfaction of a reaction. Instead, they focus solely on themselves, channeling every ounce of frustration or betrayal into building a life so impressive that it leaves no room for doubt about their capabilities. For their adversaries, this is a far more devastating blow. Watching someone thrive, untouched by their attempts to harm or undermine them, is the ultimate humiliation. By refusing to even acknowledge their detractors, Sigmas flip the script entirely. They shift the power dynamic, making it clear that their enemies are not even worth the effort of a response. This silence can be deafening, forcing adversaries to face the uncomfortable truth that their actions have had no impact. For Sigmas, success is not just the best revenge. It's the only revenge. But it's not about proving something to others. It's about proving something to themselves. Their wins are fueled by a desire to grow, evolve, and achieve greatness, not by the need to settle petty scores. In the end, their triumph is so complete and undeniable that it becomes its own form of poetic justice. The detractors are left watching from the sidelines, irrelevant and forgotten, while the Sigma continues to rise. Number 8. Revenge distracts from true mastery. For Sigmas, mastery is the ultimate goal. They thrive on honing their skills, perfecting their craft, and pushing the boundaries of what they're capable of achieving. Revenge, on the other hand, is a distraction, a pointless detour that pulls them away from their true purpose. Sigmas understand that every moment spent plotting against someone else is a moment stolen from their pursuit of excellence, and they simply won't allow that. Revenge demands time, energy, and mental bandwidth, all of which Sigmas would rather invest in something meaningful. While others spiral into bitterness, replaying wrongs and devising schemes, Sigmas are busy creating, learning, and building. They know that focusing on retaliation only serves to give their adversaries free real estate in their minds, which is an insult to their intelligence and ambition. Sigmas approach life like a chessboard, always thinking several moves ahead. Revenge, in their eyes, is a short-term, emotionally driven move that yields no lasting rewards. True mastery requires discipline, patience, and an unshakable focus on the long game. By letting go of petty grievances, they channel all their energy into becoming the best version of themselves. This relentless focus is what sets Sigmas apart. They're not interested in evening the score. They're interested in rewriting the game entirely. By refusing to let revenge sidetrack them, they stay locked onto their goals, achieving things that their detractors can only dream of. In the end, their unwavering commitment to mastery renders any act of revenge unnecessary. Their success, born of discipline and focus, is the most profound statement they could ever make, and it's one that speaks volumes without saying a word. Number 9. Winning through obsolescence. Sigmas know that the most powerful form of revenge doesn't involve a confrontation. It involves leaving the adversary behind completely. When someone wrongs them, they don't waste time trying to fight back or seek payback. Instead, they focus on excelling to such an extent that their detractors become utterly irrelevant. The Sigma's approach is simple but devastating. Achieve so much success, mastery, and growth that the people who once tried to hold them back are forgotten in the rearview mirror. In the world of Sigmas, irrelevance is the ultimate form of revenge. Why engage in the noise of petty conflicts when you can dominate a space so completely that your enemies don't even matter anymore? Sigmas understand that their time and energy are too valuable to spend on people who are no longer in their league, so they pour their resources into their own development, pushing themselves to new heights, setting bigger goals, and achieving more than anyone thought possible. The beauty of this strategy is that it doesn't require any dramatic gestures or confrontations. There are no fireworks, no angry exchanges, just a quiet, relentless pursuit of greatness. As Sigmas continue to rise, their detractors fade into irrelevance, unable to keep up or even be noticed. In the end, their success speaks for itself, rendering any attempt at revenge meaningless. This form of victory is long-lasting because it's built on real, tangible achievements. It's not a momentary win. It's a complete shift in the power dynamic, where the adversaries who once tried to undermine them no longer even register as competition. Sigmas understand that true power lies in becoming so exceptional that those who once tried to bring them down can only watch in silence as they continue to soar. Number 10. Self-vindication is the ultimate response. For Sigmas, the ultimate form of victory isn't found in confronting those who wrong them. It's found in living their life on their own terms, with integrity and authenticity. The most powerful response to a slight or betrayal is not retaliation, but self-vindication. Sigmas understand that nothing proves their strength more than remaining true to themselves and succeeding despite the attempts of others to undermine them. Rather than getting caught up in the drama of proving a point to their detractors, Sigmas choose to rise above. They channel their energy into what matters most to them, pursuing their passions, refining their skills, and living a life that aligns with their values. Success, for them, is the most effective answer to any challenge. It's a quiet, yet undeniable statement that they don't need to stoop to petty conflicts to prove their worth. Their success is the ultimate rebuttal, a living testament to their resilience and self-determination. Self-vindication also requires the strength to move forward, unburdened by the weight of past slights. Sigmas don't dwell on betrayals or insults because they know that their energy is better spent on creating something meaningful. They are so focused on their goals that the noise of others fades into the background. Their ability to forgive and move on without being dragged into the quagmire of revenge is a testament to their emotional intelligence and sense of purpose. In the end, Sigmas don't need to prove anything to anyone. Their life speaks volumes. When they succeed on their own terms, they are vindicated not by revenge, but by the simple, irrefutable fact that they live life on their own terms, strong, authentic, and unfazed by the opinions of those who tried to bring them down. In the world of Sigmas, revenge is not just unnecessary, it's beneath them. While others waste time on petty retaliation, Sigmas rise above, channeling their energy into personal growth, mastery, and success. They understand that the best response to adversity is not confrontation, but self-vindication, the quiet power of living authentically and achieving greatness on their own terms. Instead of letting resentment corrode their peace, they focus on becoming so exceptional that their detractors fade into irrelevance. For Sigmas, the true measure of strength lies in their ability to transcend conflict and continue their journey toward excellence, leaving behind those who tried to hold them back. They don't need revenge because their success speaks louder than any act of retaliation ever could. By refusing to engage in the drama of revenge, Sigmas redefine what it means to win, proving that the ultimate victory is achieved through self-mastery, independence, and unwavering focus on the bigger picture. If you found these insights powerful and thought-provoking, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with more content that helps you think differently and level up your life. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and don't hesitate to share it with someone who could benefit from hearing this message. Your support helps the channel grow, and together we can keep pushing the boundaries of personal excellence. Thanks for being part of this journey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content.